The bags of pennies are finally ready to go. Um, this is the bag, quite a large bag, and I've actually dumped a bag for you to see the colors. Um, what happens when I do bags of pennies, um, it takes a while to collect the different colors because there is a multitude of colors there. And what happens is I do my kits or I do whatever I do, and then I just put the leftovers in a box and they stay there until I have a lot of different colors. And sometimes that takes months. With these, some of these are from a couple years ago, actually. Um, then what happens is the pennies, the wool gets put in the dye pot and they all get married together again. So when they come out of the dye pot, some of them are large pieces, some of them are small pieces, and they get washed, dried, ironed, of course, ironed to death, and then they get cut into pennies. So it does take a while to get these packages, and the next time I will have packages, I will probably have some with plaids because of the plaid kits that I'm doing and ones that I have already done that I do have some left. So there will probably be some plaids, but for this type of a kit, it will be way, way down in the fall, probably late fall, I think, when I start working at those blankets. And so this is the kit, the bags, uh, which have leftover kits, all different sizes. I have always sold them as 500 plus with the different sizes. This time I just wanted to get rid of the wool. So I cut them in very small sizes. These little sizes, let's see, little ones like that, are the same size as I used on the grandmother's fan. They are the three. So if you take a 2-inch circle and you put three of those on, you get that same design. And these, I can tell you from experience that these are absolutely close to impossible to cut with a pair of scissors and a template. It would drive you crazy. We have the punch, and of course, if you do have one of those machines or something like that, that will work. But these little ones are very, very difficult to cut. So there are all different sizes, all different colors. Ooh, they're going everywhere. Um, the smaller size that would fit that size penny. Depends if you want to layer them. You could actually layer that. Goes like that. These would make a hit and miss, of course, but there are quite a few of the same color so that if you wanted to make a design of a small candle mat, something like that. There are a few of the 2-inch, not a lot, but and so they are supposed to be 500 plus. That's how I've always sold them. I tried to count and I went totally crazy trying to do that because there was just so many of them. It just drove me crazy. So I just made sure that there was 500, and then I put handfuls in. I did count one package, and there was, I believe it was 1,244, counting these little pennies. The little ones, I counted those too. So there would be actually 1,200 there, and that's probably the same with every bag. You know, some a bit more, some a bit less. Now, there are some things to be aware of. Let's see if I can find them. You will need to pick things out of them. They do have lint and things like that because it's just impossible not to have that. This is a good one. There are some, because of the blanket wool, it has little pieces coming out. You will need to cut those off. Um, there is just no way that I could go through, and there's another one. There's, see if I can put it on a, there. Little strings attached. There are some miscuts perhaps that have a little bit of an end cut. Some with little frays that you will need to cut off, that type of thing. There's just no way that I could do that and have those perfectly done. It would drive me to be back on some sort of medication, I think. So these are the packages. They are $68, as I said, plus shipping, and I have a fixed amount for shipping. As I've mentioned in another video, but I will mention it in this one in case you're just watching this video, UPS has put new surcharges on sizes of packages, and one of the sizes over so many inches, it's a $15 surcharge over and above the regular postage. And I am shipping from Canada, and I'm using UPS to do that with Chit Chat. So this just came out, I think a couple weeks ago it came out. So I don't know how shipping is going to work, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do that surcharge. I will, if you have multiple items in your package, I will package them in two separate orders. And of course, if there is a problem with postage and you've paid too much, I will absolutely refund the extra postage, and you know, of course, you know I'll do that. So these are the colors. I'll just, oh, they're going everywhere. There are some that are a lot of those with the little things on it. That's a good example right there. Not a lot of light colors. This is, let's see, let's put it up here. That is really light for me. Actually, that's too light. It looks nice by itself, but once you put it in a rug, it just pops out too much. That's the problem that I have with light colors. And that would have been a certain part, like I think it's probably this, and this is a dark place. Oh my, dark place there. It just depends on how the wool was dyed. But they do have their place. The trick I have is when you have a light color like this, you put another color on, and for me I would put a larger penny on so that you only see a little bit of that light color, and then of course the thread tones it down as well. So these are the 500 plus, actually 500 double uh, bags of pennies that are available now. They are on my website. My website is oldpennyrugs.com. Um, and it's new. I'm just working on it. So it's a work in progress, of course. And you know me, I'm not tech savvy at all. And I will be getting help from Avery, of course, but it's still quite a daunting process to do a website again. Uh, I have done them in the past, but it's just a steep learning curve. So the button will be down below the video. The video will be on YouTube, and a link will be there for the for where you can order the package of pennies. And I think that's it. I hope you enjoy. This will make a lot of rugs. Really, a lot of rugs. And if you had to cut those by hand, it's not only that if you could cut them by hand, and you would cut them by hand, but this is all vintage, old blanket wool. This is not new, um, off the boat wool. This is vintage blankets that have been dyed repeatedly, two, three times, uh, probably more, because after I have the color that I need for my kits and it turns into scrap, then I also dye it again. So however many times that original wool for those kits have been dyed, it goes in once more again, and it gets married together. So it's the vintage wool to find, and the process of dyeing for these nice old colors that is in this bag of pennies, ready for you to stitch and make your own creations. Thank you very much for listening. I know I just ramble on and on and on, but that's my style, that's my way. Can't change now. Bye bye, everyone.